Wait, before you get into today's episode, I just had to tell you about my brand new masterclass that is coming at the end of September. There are 3 dates and times that I'm going to be delivering it. It's on the 24th, 25th and 26th of September, and it is about starting your podcast and growing your audience. I am going to be going over how you can make sure that you are getting visible without having to show up on video, how you can create quality content that your audience needs, and how you can grow your audience by getting them to self-select. So come and join me for one of those dates. If you are looking to start your podcast, it is going to be a great masterclass. I'm really excited about it. Come and join me on Zoom. I can't wait to see you there. Your cameras are going to be switched off when you first arrive in the room, so don't feel the pressure to get dressed up or need to be camera ready. I hope to see you there. You can sign up right now by going to donnaeade.com/start and grow. That's donnaeade.com/start and grow. Let's jump into today's episode. You're listening to the Mindset and Action Podcast, the place to be to grow and streamline your business. I'm your host, Donna Eade. Let's jump into the show. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody, for another mini Mindset Monday with me, Donna, and my co-host for today, Vivienne Joy. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hello.
Well, today we have got an interesting subject because this is going to be something that's a little bit more advanced for people who have been in business a while and may consider themselves a little bit stuck. So today we're going to be talking about scaling. And this is something that came up because I find it really interesting when I've been watching people in the online space, and I've watched a few of them kind of scaling their businesses, and some of them I've seen right from the beginning. Of 10 years I've been watching them and sort of seen how their businesses have grown. And I feel like when we are creating our business, we've got a kind of in our head what we want it to look like and where we want it to be, and we start, and obviously we kind of find a rhythm and a kind of a level that we're comfortable with, and it may be that that's all we ever saw for ourselves. That may be the dream that we had, but actually there is much more that could be had, or the dream is still out there, but we just don't know how to get there. And I think a lot of times it can be because our mindset gets us stuck in that comfort and potentially other things. I'm going to hand it over to Viv to tell us, what stops us scaling our businesses, and how can we sort of move past those so that we can reach those dreams that we set for ourselves when we first started our businesses.
I love all these subjects, Donna. Really good at keeping it in 10 minutes. I mean, they were like 20 minutes or so at the beginning. I think we're getting good. This is good for us. So as you possibly know, and if anybody's listened to this before, I call myself a next level business and mindset coach. That next level. And the reason being is that means to whoever is listening to it, their next level, because that next level could be anything. For some people, it's like charging for the first time. Others, it can be charging thousands for the first time. Some, it can be going out and being visible on videos and podcasts. Some, it could be writing a book. Some, it could be actually consistently earning. Some, it could be actually taking themselves out of the business and hiring a team so that they can scale it and they can go off to the Maldives for 6 months of the year. So whatever that next level is for people. I don't typically get to meet many people who don't want to find their next level because they're just happy where they are, and that's fine. So they're probably not listening to this either because they're just happy with their lot and they're doing what they do. I don't understand that personally. I am always, what can I do better? What can I do next? Who am I? So scaling your business from wherever you are now takes some courage. Now, I talk about this a lot. It takes clarity and courage. We talked about this last time. But actually, the trouble is we get stuck. We get stuck. I call this a next level limit, a next level limiter, because we get stuck on our current limit. It's a bit like when we do repetitive tasks all the time. So I don't know about you, but if I'm procrastinating, I'll end up doing data cleansing, sorting out my stationery drawer, underwear drawer. I mean, my underwear drawer right now is so clear and tidy. It's ridiculous because I've been procrastinating about something. So if we find ourselves, that's how we know when we're stuck at a level. We go and do easy stuff because we want quick wins. So the main challenge with going to the next level or scaling our business is we need to leave a certain little safety bubble. Even if that safety bubble isn't very comfortable, it's safe. And safe and comfortable don't live together either. But safe is not scary. Safe is certainty. And as you know, that's what the brain wants to serve first, always. Doesn't matter who you are. Until you learn that actually success is what you want to serve and not safety, you will always do that. Hence, we talked about visibility, not pressing the button to go. It's not safe. So the first thing we need to do is help your unconscious mind understand what happens at the next level, because it's a bit like, well, who am I going to be? What will I do? How will people perceive me? What if I change my marketing message? What if I change my products? What if I put the price up? And the unconscious brain doesn't like all that. It's so uncertain. We always need to know where we're going to go. So what we need to do is to imagine it. And this is the easiest and most joyful experience if you allow it. And I don't mean imagine the shitstorm. I mean, imagine the joy. Imagine how amazing it will be when you get there. Because most people will catastrophize. I just wrote a blog on this, ironically. They will catastrophize. They'll be like, oh God, what if my husband doesn't love me when I'm earning 10 grand a month? What if my children think I'm up my own? What if none of my friends like me because I'm slim? What if whatever it is that is your next level self, you will be perceived differently, and your brain already knows this. Your brain is always terrified. Things change when we become a mother. Things change when we go to university or don't go to university. Things change when we get a job. Things change when we get married. You get the gist of it. They change when we stop going out and getting drunk. I'm basically talking about my life here without the motherhood, obviously. They change when we start to consistently earn money. They change when we create new boundaries of no thanks, that's not acceptable, or no, I don't want you as a friend. And all these things are essential in different variants to reach the next level. So we know that we're going to have to do that. We know we can't do what we've done on this level and get to the next level. We're going to have to do something different. And that something different is so unknown. And also we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And especially if the next level is going from where we are to over that level, that one's the trickiest one for most business owners, because we're going to wipe out 20%. If you're a UK business, of course, listening to this, you're going to wipe out 20% of your profit literally overnight as soon as you have to register for VAT. So we need to make sure the brain can go quicker to that next level to be able to warrant that. Otherwise, we'll just stay stuck. Most businesses will stay stuck under the VAT threshold because they're just terrified of going over it. Or the owners of the business will stay stuck at what they used to earn. They'll stay stuck at if they used to earn, I don't even know depends how old you were. My first job was £1.19 an hour. That's how old I am. But whatever your salary was then, I put a reel out last week because I saw a guy talking about that £60,000. This is at time of recording. £60,000 was the new normal salary. And I just shared it across my social media because it's true. If we started a business 10 years ago, we think 30 grand is a good salary. It's really not now. It's really not. It's not enough to live. And he broke down what he spent. And yeah, there was a few that were more than ours and a few that were less. But actually, on the whole, I pretty much agreed with what he was saying. So we stay stuck. We stay stuck in what we know. It's a bit like we do certain processes in our business. I have to admit here, I've got a spreadsheet I've been doing for 10 years. That I probably shouldn't be doing anymore, Donna. But it's what I know. I feel like this real kind of safety in this spreadsheet. Like if all of a sudden all my systems went down, I've got this spreadsheet. If the spreadsheet went down, I don't know what would happen, but I save it in different places. It's like my little safety mechanism. There's a part of me that just needs that to be able to let go and grow. So we need some safety. So we've also got fear, so when we haven't got safety, we've got fear. Like we can't have the two things, they don't sit together. So if we haven't got safety, we've got fear. And lots of people will say it's fear of failure. In my experience, it's not really ever fear of failure, because with the best will in the world, we've all failed at something: relationships, friendships, exams, driving tests, and jobs, whatever. I don't know, learning to ride a bike, whatever. We've all failed at something. So we know how to handle failure. What we haven't learned to handle is really huge levels of success. We don't really know how to do that. We're used to moaning, worrying, thinking, procrastinating, catastrophizing, all these things. The brain loves problems to solve. So we find loads of problems to solve. And actually, if we get into real high levels of success, the brain thinks, well, I won't have anything to solve. I'm not saying any of this is conscious, by the way, because it sounds crazy, right? We all want a nice, free life where we don't have to worry about anything. And yet, actually, we don't. The brain does not know what that is because we've never had it. So yeah, the trick is to get the brain to understand it. And the biggest hack I can give you for this is spend as much time in your dream state. And when you're in your dream state, just don't think of the positives, think of the negatives. I've probably talked about this before. So like when I run a big event, my dream state is all about the event. And it's not just, oh, won't it be lovely? I'll be stood on a stage in front of, 1,000 people and helping them change their lives and their businesses. And everybody will think it's amazing. The food will be great. The music will all work. The tech will work. I think about what happens if a speaker doesn't turn up? What happens if What happens if I don't feel well? What happens if no one comes? What happens if... So my brain will also do both. So I'm going to look at the positive and the negative, because that way my brain will go, oh, well, we've looked at every eventuality, so we're okay. We can do it. We know how to solve it, because the brain wants to be able to solve problems. So if you're thinking about, I don't know, leaving a partner, for example, I'm just going to put that out there. Think about all of the different eventualities. If you're thinking about starting a business, stopping a business, dropping a client, I don't know, scaling your prices, think about every eventuality, because once the brain has put lots of time into that, it starts to feel as it's normal. It starts to feel like normal. And that's the trick to scaling. It needs to feel...
Brilliant. Wonderful. That was so good. I love that. And yeah, lots of different things popping off in my head. So I'm sure there's lots of things popping off in your head, guys. Don't forget, you can ask us questions in the blogs and on the podcast itself. You will find a text me button. So you can text us and ask us questions or give us feedback, share your thoughts. Would love to hear from you. So do share that. And obviously all of Viv's links are in the show notes. So if you need somebody to help you get to that next level, reach out to Viv and have a conversation. Right. Thank you so much, Viv. We will speak to you next week. Bye for now. Don't forget to hit those stars and leave a review of the podcast where you listen if you found value in what you heard today. It's a free way you can help the podcast reach more people just like you.